Hello everyone and welcome to the first review, well my first review of BattleBots Series 10 Episode 1. And so yes, it is Series 10, it's not Series 5 like everyone else says. Anyway, so I'm going to go through this quite quickly because there's a lot to talk about. So at the first sort of part of the episode, we got an intro, a very good intro. There was sparks, fire, explosions. The teams seem to be really hyper, and also the battle box seems to have broke a couple of times. Also, RIP Grabot. It seems like they don't have a good time with Gigabyte, judging from one clip we saw. And then we've got some cool new sort of viewing zones at the side of the arena for the teams to watch from. And the pits are huge as well. Not just the robot huge, they are an entire warehouse. The pits are amazingly large, much larger than the ones from Robot Wars, or, well, we didn't really see them in Robotica, or King of Bots. Yeah, so we'll get into the first fight, and also a bit before the first fight, they showed us footage of Ronin from classic BattleBots, and it's great to see them acknowledging that this isn't like a recent thing and there has been BattleBots before, which we didn't get any of that in Robot Wars, apart from in the World Series, and in Series 8 they had a bit of a mention that Razor had competed before, and I think they did with Behemoth in Series 10. Anyway, first fight was Whiplash versus Sawblaze. I will show you my models of these robots if I have them. The only Whiplash I have at the moment is this really broken one. Based on the one by Robot Combat Models, you can see it's had encounters with Spectre and the wheels are broken and the Whiplash writing is terrible. And the disc is more of just a speed bump than a disc. And there's even before I broke dates on robots, and you can see these made from a co-op Ice Lolly box. It was Whiplash and they were fighting Sawblaze. Now, my Sawblaze model is in even worse of a state than my Whiplash. In fact, all that's left of my Sawblaze is this, and this. Yeah, two of the front wedges and the arm bit. But yeah, it was a good fight. They had a new battle clock, which I noticed. Sawblaze's soaring arm seems to move a lot quicker, and yeah, it was a good fight. Sawblaze was able to gyro dance, which was good. Whiplash was sort of hitting Sawblaze backwards, if that makes any sense. Like, the arm of it was going all the way over and hitting them from that side, which was impressive. And yeah, I predicted Whiplash to win that fight, and they didn't. Yeah, Sawblaze won. That saw spins a lot faster as well. Well, it's the overhead spinner this time. Yeah, my prediction was wrong. So in Fight 2, we had a lot of hype around Fusion, the new son of Waiachi robot. No, Team Waiachi. Had a very good first hit. Fusion's weapons sound like angry wasps. I keep looking at my notes, which I wrote down. But then, sort of, after quite a large hit from... oh, I forgot to mention, this was Mad Catter versus Fusion. After quite a large hit from Mad Catter, Fusion caught fire and became a barbecue on wheels. And then it sort of got broken. Also in this fight, I noticed they had the pulverizers were a different shape this time around. Yeah, I was quite disappointed about that, and that was another wrong prediction because I thought Fusion would win that. Next up, we had Malice versus Axe Backwards, which was quite a quick fight. Malice got an absolutely explosive victory. Axe Backwards, I don't know what went wrong, but it went up in flames, and that was my first correct prediction of the series. Next fight was Bloodsport versus Scorpios, and I have a Bloodsport. It's the old version. This also isn't a very good model. The blade's a bit warped and the chassis isn't great. But it does spin a bit. Yes, this is old now. I made this right at the start of the 2019 series. I'll have to build a new version. Yes, but Bloodsport were really trying to hit the sides of Scorpios in this fight. They actually broke part of the wall at some point and then bent Scorpios' saw. Bloodsport also was able to spin up a fair bit faster this time, and they broke Scorpios' plough. Also, Bloodsport made this strange death squeal as the weapon got up to speed. It was very loud. Yeah, and I got a correct prediction. I thought Bloodsport would win that. Fight 5 was Captain Frederator and Lockjaw, and for once Frederator sort of worked at the start of this. They broke Lockjaw's plough, but predictably Captain Frederator's weapon broke. The drive was still going, and then Lockjaw hit them into the screws, and the screws made this really irritating loud noise, and Captain Frederator got stuck, and Lockjaw won. That was another correct prediction. I thought Lockjaw would win that, and it did. Fight 6 was interesting. It was a fight between Rusty and Sporkinok, and Sporkinok seemed to have lost their spork for this, so it was just Enoch. Also, I'm sure there was like some extra side bits on in one of the other photos I saw, which they seem to have removed for this. They were just going in with a lifter. And Rusty, everyone knows Rusty. A lot of people have been talking about it, saying how it's the best robot ever and all that. It's not. It's not even the best robot this series. Not even the best newcomer. Deadlift is the best newcomer this time around. I have got a deadlift. It's not great. Oh dear, my camera just went funny. Nice. But yeah, Rusty, I predicted them to win this fight, mainly because that builder boy spoiled it for me. Thanks. And yeah, Sporkinok, I keep wanting to say Scorpio. Sporkinok got one lift on them, but Rusty's self-righter worked, which quite surprised me. And then Rusty got the KO. They must have like drilled into the electronics of it, or like got the kill switch removable link. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, in my notes here I've got best KO ever, and then quite a lot of exclamation marks. And then fight 7 we had Smee versus Sharko. And Smee, I'm not going to do it every time, was sort of moving around very erratically. The commentators were going mad about it, saying it was spaghetti on wheels. And then Sharkoprian lost one-sided drive at one point and sort of did a dance. And yeah, and then they were non-stop joking about this all the way through. Smee seemed to have some kind of like really weak paper armour, because Scorpios was scraping it off the front of their wedge. But the wedge didn't break, it was just like the bits with the letters on it that ripped. And yeah, Smee kept grabbing Sharko and biting them. Yeah, but in the end it went to a judge decision, and Smee won. And that was another correct prediction. I thought Smee would win that, because Smee is a robot I think is going to do quite well. I think it could be the new Huge, and by that I mean robot everyone thought was a joke that's actually quite good. Because it's quite hard to attack. Unless you get round the back of it, it's very difficult to deal with. But yeah, another correct prediction. And yeah. And then we had the main event, which was Tombstone versus Endgame. I do have an Endgame, but I can't find it. And I've also got Tombstone. It's this Tombstone, the one everyone has. Well, most people do. It's the push strike one. Hexbug, please release more push strikes. You can't just use the same 4. But they were fighting Endgame, and they did alright. Well, Endgame did, by that meaning that. I predicted Endgame to win this. I didn't predict them to win it how they won it, though. They got a good few hits at the start, but then Endgame hit Tombstone in a way they got their wheel sort of got stuck near the screws. Endgame came in from the side, and smacked Tombstone out the arena, which I really didn't see coming, and the team went mental about that. And yeah, that was a very shocking result, and a great victory for Endgame. Hopefully Tombstone will be able to pull it back, because I think they can do very well this series. we've just hit 10 minutes, and yeah, that's the end. Because I can't think of anything else to say. It was a good first episode. Yeah, bye.